Okay, so you want to be a big tech product manager. I mean, that's the real reason why you're watching this video, right? I can't guarantee that you will be able to become one after watching this video. However, I do want to give you some tips because a lot of you watching this video right now probably most likely either just got rejected from a big tech PM interview or you are getting ready to do one. And if that's the case, I want to wish you very, very, very much luck. With that said, my name is Rich. I'm one of the co-founders here at Product Gym, your number one online resource for everything related to product manager job hunting and product management interviewing. So just a little bit of, my social proof as to like, who are you? Why are you even qualified to talk about this? Because it doesn't look like you're a product manager. You're not wrong. I'm not a product manager. But I have ran the most successful product management career coaching program because I came from a recruiting background. So I was a recruiter in California for close to 3 years and working at an agency where we helped staff for product managers and other tech talent. Having said that, though, most people feel that when they're interviewing for a big tech product manager role, that there is something like you got to get extra prepared for it. You kind of do. So, a little bit more about our program, schedule a call right here if you want to go ahead and learn how it is that we can help you make this transition. But we've helped breaking people like this gentleman here, got a product manager offer over there at Venmo, AI program manager position over there at Disney. We've gotten people into Nike, Spotify, Airbnb, you name it. We have testimonials galore. This gentleman here 4 months ago grabbed a product manager role over there at Hulu. So I'm going to give you some advice right now as to what it is that you can do to land your product manager, hopefully land a product manager job at a big tech company in 2025. First things first is, if you want to go, I'll just go out there and spell it out for you. The biggest secret to landing a big tech product manager role is not studying more, is actually by doing more interviews. If you notice something about our testimonials, and you will not find this with any other program because they have absolutely no clue how to deliver it because they absolutely do not possess the ability to do so, is that our people get multiple offers, okay? multiple offers, multiple offers, multiple offers. Every one of our testimonials that you'll see here has had multiple offers. And the reason for that is if you understand how to get one offer, you should be able to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 offers too. When people are interviewing for a big tech product manager role, let's talk about the mistakes that they make. The mistakes that they make is they target big tech very specifically. And either they have somebody that they know that works there, a friend that's a recruiter, somebody that's in the product team, a software engineer, whoever it is, they can go out there and finagle their way in. Not bad, but you're nowhere near the finish line. Most people that are in product management and most people that are transitioning to product management, even at the MBA level or at like coming out of investment banking, coming out of consulting, coming out of customer success, on both sides of the coast, getting the product manager interview at these companies are not difficult. It's what you do after those product manager interviews, right? So they get the interview and then they're studying. And how they study for it is they look at as many YouTube videos. I'm probably one of a number of YouTube videos that you're looking at. You're probably going on Amazon, buying a few books, cracking the PM interview, and like pretty much like any other like $20, $25 book that was written 10 or 15 years ago. Products changed a lot since then. And you guys are like speed reading that thing, ChatGPT, and you guys are networking with whoever it is that you guys can go out there and find. And then you finally have the interview. And if you're lucky, you'll pass. And if you're not lucky, you won't pass. And most people, I would say the attrition rate's about 80%. They won't pass. The second thing is, even if they do go ahead and pass, they're even more stressed out because they have no idea why. And then in getting ready for the next interview, now they're just like, oh shit, what am I going to go ahead and do now? I'll give you a better way to go about it. Do more product manager interviews. The thing is, you don't go from playing at some pickup, soccer field in LA to Real Madrid overnight. That's called suicide. You don't want to do that. You want to get the job there. So you can post up on your LinkedIn and then take a screenshot and flex on your Instagram. I'm a product manager at Spotify, right? Cool. Let me help you get you there. Let me help get you there. Do at least 10 to 25 product manager interviews at smaller companies and work up your confidence and build up your momentum from there. We scrape up product manager roles every single day on our Airtable, and you can access it right here in our Product Manager Job Hunters United school. And I can tell you, a lot of these VPs of product, directors of product, chief product officers, you know, like heads of product, they come from big tech to get those roles. In fact, these leadership roles at these startup companies, they love sourcing from big tech because after you worked in big tech, the progression goes like this. You come out of college, if you can, and you come out of an MBA program, if you get into big tech, you do that for a few years, and then you go to a startup. If you go to a startup or a mid-sized company or a company that's like technology is not their end product, like an investment bank, like you do that for a few years, and then you want to go into big tech. The grass is always greener on the other side, and the seesaw just basically, it's like a little wheel. This one's on top, and then that one's on top. Startup PMs want to be big tech PMs. Big tech PMs want to be startup PMs. It's just a fact, because startup PMs always feel like, I don't have enough resources. If I had more resources, I can get more shit done. Only problem is when they go to big tech, they got to deal with more people, more politics. They do have more resources, but they have a lot more politics. They got a lot more egos, and they find themselves to be a very small fish in a very, very big pond. Then you go to a startup, you're a very big fish in a very small pond. You get your way, but you don't have as many resources. But grass is always going to be greener. Like, you know, it's always going to be greener. Between our East Coast and West Coast cohorts, the investment bankers and the management consultants, they always feel like I would get this product manager job already if I had a software engineering background, a computer science degree, or I had more technical skills. On our West Coast cohorts, where they're like software engineers, they're like, man, I stalk all these companies that I get rejected from, and I'm just constantly losing out my job to like either some investment banker, some management consultant, or some MBA grad. It's always like, I feel like if I had this, I would get this, right? You're always going to be feeling like you're missing something. Do yourself a favor. You need to get your reps up. Why? Because product manager recruiters, they have a whole recruiting team at Big Tech dedicated to just product management. They're sourcing about like, they do anywhere between 45 to 80 phone screens a day. And immediately I get all this pushback and hate comments. Load up the hate comments. It just only helps me out more with the algorithm. And, you know, speaking of algorithm, subscribe if you haven't already. Like, the truth of the matter is, even if they did 15 screens a day, which is very possible, 7.5 before lunch, 7.5 after lunch, that's still exponentially greater than what it is that you're doing, which is 2 interviews a week. So when you go in there, all you have is eye contact and optimism, like, I really want to work at Airbnb, so does everybody else. What makes you different? Why should I change your life? So you can update like you're a product manager at Airbnb on your dating profile. That's the fact, right? They're not as easily impressed. When one of my best friends actually is a recruiter at a very, very, very well-known investment bank in New York. And she was actually telling me that, wow, you know, my first month here is crazy. People are like computer science degree undergrads, MBAs at Ivy Leagues, and then this guy also did like 3 tours in Iraq as a Navy SEAL. After 3 weeks of that, that just seems like the standard. You don't get really that impressed anymore. I mean, if all you did was eat at Michelin star restaurants all day, like you don't really care for Michelin star restaurants anymore, right? That's the thing. How you got to go ahead and present yourself with a higher level of confidence and a higher level of competence. So startup product heads and directors of product, they ask the same questions as product managers as they would, because they don't change up their interview style just because they went to a smaller shop. No, they actually bring that same interview practice. They bring all those protocols and they bring it in and they reinforce it there, and they really love doing it. Because it's just like, imagine you went to Harvard MBA. You'd always be flexing that you went to Harvard MBA, right? So when I was back at Harvard, like, you would always just go ahead and flex that thing. They do the same thing here, too. It's like, yeah, this is how we interviewed for product managers back at Google. Or this is how we determine if they're a good product manager at YouTube, right? They would do that over and over and over and over again, too. You want to build up your momentum there. If you can't get a conversion rate at the lower level companies, don't even bother going for the bigger companies. The second thing here is too many people go into these bigger level companies, giving them way too much respect and putting them on a pedestal. If they so much as get a whiff that like you are nervous or like you're excited, like, oh my gosh, like I'm so glad to be interviewing today with Netflix. I'm such a big fan of you. That's not the person that they want to hire. They want to hire the people that actually don't want to go ahead and work there. Because 8 out of 10 people that interview there will. So who's going to stand out more? The one guy or girl that does not care to work there as much and is going to be a little bit more selective. If you're more selective, that shows that you have more options. The more options that you have, shows that you're not as desperate. And because you're not as desperate, that means you must be really good at what you do. And you're okay missing out on this job. The people that are clearly not okay, and people say this all the time. When I was a recruiter, I used to see this thing on the conference rooms all the time during the in-person interviews. We would get people from the best schools, best MBA programs. They look so good on paper, stunning LinkedIn profile picture. And then when they go into the conference room, they fold like hot. Just please give me a job. I just don't want to hit the send button anymore and answer the question. Tell me about yourself. And I would love to work at freaking Meta. Oh, God. Like, people like troll, or they laugh, or they cringe. But the truth is, like, that's pretty much 80 to 90% of the interview. It's not like overall interview experience is just not very high. Instead of like thinking about like what answers you want to give, like you also want to think about how do you want your interviewer to feel about you. Your interviewer is probably extremely stressed out about the interview process. So all these people that are posting up, like why do you think they're posting up like from like the beginning of the year all the way up until like, you know, down here to like November? They're probably like pretty stressed out about their job. They are definitely overworked. They feel very underpaid. You got to think about like they probably had to lay off some of their friends. They probably watch a lot of their friends get laid off, both on the job and outside of the job. Think about like how many of these people, it's like a very sad demographic, but people in tech also have friends and date other people in tech. And tech has been taking a hit hard the last 2.5 years. About like 30% of the people that are working in tech right now that are on the hiring side, they feel exactly like you. They don't know if they're going to have a paycheck next Friday. And a lot of these people here are the sole breadwinner because their significant other has also been laid off. And just like you watching this YouTube video right now, imagine that demographic, like the emotional roller coaster and how fun of a person you probably have been the last 2.5 years going through what you're going through. I'm very sorry that people are going through this. But like, what is that demographic doing? Like when you're showing up to an interview, you're thinking to yourself, I'm taking the time to apply. I did the research. I need this job. And I'm coming here professional. But you're coming in here solely serving your needs. You got to understand, that other person that you're interviewing against, that person might have a boyfriend or a girlfriend that hasn't been working in 8 months, that they're probably providing for. They probably have to let go of a few of their friends. Maybe some of their friends don't talk to them anymore because they're the ones that had to lay them off. Like, hang on, what do you mean I'm getting laid off? Why are you getting laid off? You got to understand that, you know? So, like, they got to look at you. Take the words big tech out of the equation. They got to look at you as somebody that they can rely on right now emotionally. And one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people are missing out on the job is if you're coming out here so stressed out, and I'm already so stressed out, then like I don't need your bullshit to topple my bullshit. Then both of us are stuck in the same bullshit. You know? I don't care if you have like 8,000 certifications in AI. That does nothing for me. So can I rely on you emotionally? Can I go out there and actually depend on you? These are actually very big things. And working at a big tech product manager role, they're looking for beyond AI, beyond any type of certification, they're looking for resilience because things are changing so quickly over there. Changing a lot. You know, so like you have to go out there and be able to stomach it. Mental toughness and the overall vibe you give out when you're on the interview is very important. The third thing is actually asking them more human questions instead of just like the questions on the job. The job's always going to change. The job description has already changed by the time you got to the interview. The expectations of the job is going to change from every interview round, and the job that you're going to be sold on when you get the offer letter, hopefully you take down your next interview. If not, please schedule a call with us. 30 days after you start the job, it's going to be a completely different job. You know what's going to remain the same? This person and their bullshit. You know, so if you focus on the interviewer, you're going to win. If you focus on the job, you're going to go out there and lose. And you want the interviewer to be excited about you, right? So like the interviewer, this is actually the two testimonials that I feel like really emphasize how well we teach people how to interview here. A lot of people talk about their struggles in their journey, but I really recommend that you watch this one, how to close your next product manager interview into an offer and how to close product manager interviews into offers, because these two guys right here, they really focused on like what do you hate the most about your job? Like, tell me how's everything been going on for you. Man, it's probably one of the worst times for somebody to be in a head of product position, like I imagine you've been really overworked, like asking them very just genuine human questions in terms of like gathering feedback in terms of what their pain points are. How do I go out there and remove your bandwidth? How do I go out there and give you back some of your time? How do I go out there and give you back some of your sanity? They're probably just like you right now. Everybody that you're interviewing with feels exactly like that you do. Shit. They're working all day, all night, all weekend, and they feel like they're fighting Thanos. It's like not even making a dent. So, that said, if you're struggling on the interview out there, I want you to know you are not alone. Please subscribe so that you can go out there and get alerted of our next YouTube videos, and definitely schedule a call with us. More than happy to work out a payment solution and a payment plan for you. I know some of you guys are really struggling. Let's get you this next job, and let's help you build a secondary income stream to escape the 9 to 5 so you're not dependent solely on just the job. My name is Rich with Product Gym. I'm looking forward to speaking with you very, very soon.